Hello
Hello,
and
hello.
welcome. I'm always kind of vibing with that music, and then I have to make the transition.
I think all of our music for all of our streams, regardless of what the competition is, like we're all in the background bobbing our heads a little bit.
Right, exactly. I like
I'm
the
sure they've
Farmcraft
caught us
music
on
gets
screen
me
a few
going.
times.
For sure. Well, welcome to this Farmcraft live stream, everyone. I'm Claire LeBeau, Chief Advancement Officer of NASEF, the Network of Academic and Scholastic Esports Federations, and so fortunate to partner with Clever Like Studios and their amazing team and developing and creating educator guides and being honestly the brains behind the operations. So take it away, Mr. Eric.
I only accept brains because there are a few of us, plural, working on this because, I don't have more than one, brain is sufficient.
Right.
But I am Eric Leitner. I am the education content producer for Clever Lake Studios, former classroom educator and district level STEM and computer science instructional facilitator, as well as STEM science educator. So that's why I love this stuff. But, it's funny, we always say, oh, I can't believe we're already here. Like, we've already done a full Farmcraft season, in the end of 2025, and now we're doing another season of this one. And I'm like, we're already this far into it. That's unbelievable.
I know, exactly. Well, and a quick little recap for those of you who
Yeah.
are new to Farmcraft, because every year we have it, it's amazing to me, a few thousand new people joining in addition to the thousands that have been with us for many years. But we break it up into two seasons. So, or two parts of one season, maybe is a better way to describe it. And we're right now in what we call the preseason, which is the build challenges. And you can do these by reading through the educator guides, and we're going to show you exactly what those look like, and then building a world that reflects what you learned. And then in the second half of this season, we will be doing the regular season challenges. And that's where we have this exciting custom world that the Clever Like team develops. And in that, when you play through the game, all of the lessons are baked right in. So we have two different ways that we're approaching learning and reinforcing the same theories and the same ideas. So we have to share with you today a really cool submission from Build Challenge number 1. So maybe I should say also, this is land demand. And in this land demand season, we are talking about food, clothing, and shelter. Because we've been focusing on food for a really long time. There's an obvious reason we all need to eat. But there are other uses of crops. And so we wanted to make sure that we take some time to dive into those. So in this first challenge that we had, it was around the what and why of crops. And Eric, do you want to describe that a little bit?
I do. So the goal was basically to do some research, figure out what crops are growing in your area, what they are being used for, and how they are grown, what practices the farmers are using, what challenges they're using, and then present that. Now, most of the time, our entries are in the form of a video. However, if you've read the rules carefully, and I think we mentioned on the previous stream, that entry can also be a blog, right? So that's another way. So we know not all hardware is created equal. We know not everyone presents in the same way, right? And that is a core tenet of like project and problem-based learning, is to be able to approach it the way that is best for you. And so we wanted to make that other option available. If you are feel more comfortable working with writing, or being sort of the journalist, and you want to present it that way, we love it. And the best part is we haven't admittedly gotten a lot of blog entries. We've gotten a few in the past, but most of the time we get the video entries. But we have a really incredible blog entry, and we want to share it because we've never really gotten the spotlight a really phenomenal blog entry. So let's take a look.
All right. Here we go.
So this is from Trinity College East, which is, and I had to do some looking up, but it's a high school and secondary level school, private school in Trinidad and Tobago, which I believe this is their second year participating. The teams that we've had from Trinidad, and I know one of them finished in our previous season in second place, which was very, very cool. But they're obviously stepping their game up in Trinidad, which is great to see.
Yes.
But as you can see, obviously they give some background on their school. but then, they talk about why did they choose the specific crops that they have chosen, right? Like, so why did they, when they were investigating, what crops did they find growing in their area that farmers were actively growing and why? Right. So the two that I'm learning from this, which is great, and this is why I love it, I get to learn from the students,
Yes.
is right, sugarcane and cocoa, which are again pretty vital to the culture and identity of the country, as I'm learning from all of this. And for those who have never seen cocoa grown, I've seen it grown, but this is probably not what you expect when you're drinking like your hot chocolate or eating your candy bar, right? Like this is not what we picture in our heads whatsoever. And I always love when we learn, and we've done it so many times on these streams, learn about that produce or the crop that grows, where we're like, I had no idea that it looked like that when it grew. And the ones that always come to mind are, and you can Google them, I won't look them up right now on the stream, but if you want to find some really interesting ones where you're like, I had no idea. Brussels sprouts, look how Brussels sprouts grow. And look how cashews grow. Cashews
Ah.
blow your mind. I will say
All
no
right.
more than that. I want to leave that to the audience to go Google, how cashews grow, because it's probably not what you expected. Although, to be honest, depending on where you're joining us from, maybe it's exactly what you expected, because maybe they grow in your area. So then they give us all this really, vital information on sugarcane, and they break it down. And look how nicely all of this is laid out as well, right? Like the presentation is phenomenal. They did such a good job. Right. So again, why is sugarcane valuable to Trinidad? I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you can see obviously like there are real world images and there are Minecraft images in here, comparing and contrasting the two. Also, they've created citations at the bottom that we can actually directly link out to. So, for example, we click this one, right? We get to this whole PDF document from the National Archive of Trinidad and Tobago. I would
A
say
good, legitimate source.
that's right. We love good sources. We talk about that, right? And again, here's Coco again. And again, same thing. They go through that process of saying, why did we choose that one? And what's interesting is there is a way to represent sugarcane, obviously, very well in Minecraft, but cocoa, not so much. So you can see here, they had to create some unique ways to demonstrate that in their images here, which is very cool.
Yeah, really well done.
Yep. And then, of course, the farming practices. So the sugarcane fields, right? And what I really love is this side by side of showing like, either the illustrations or the real world images or the historical images side by side with what they're creating. So we can really see like, not only did they do the homework, right? But this is how they're implementing that knowledge, right? Here's how they're applying that knowledge to their build. And I love to see that side by side. So this is where a blog post really comes in useful. And to be honest, you could probably do this in a video as well, and edit in some of those images or some of that footage to demonstrate how your learning became your Minecraft world. Right. So again, I love these side by sides. They're so good. And then again,
wait, they
some
dance
additional
the
resource.
cocoa. I love that.
They do.
What
And
is
there's
that?
actually there's a video of this that is linked, of course, in there. I won't share the audio because sharing audio in these streams and StreamYard is a little tricky. But here you can see, right? Literally celebrating and dancing the cocoa.
I have always loved chocolate, but I love it even more now.
Right? I don't think you love it as much as the people in this video do, though. I don't think we're there yet.
That's fantastic.
I love it.
Really good job to the students who, I think it was one student. So this was a blog from a student, if I'm reading the submission correctly. And again, it's great to see a different way that you're demonstrating what you learned. As Eric said, this has been an option for several years, but this is just a standout example of what we're looking for. And they went through, I'm reading the instructions from this challenge said, design a farm in your Minecraft world to model and highlight the crops grown in your area or region and explain what each of these crops are used for. And they did exactly that. So really good job.
I would say they went above and beyond, if anything. So yeah, phenomenal job.
Definitely. Congratulations. That's great to see. All right. So that was build challenge number 1. And we would love to see, if you have completed it and you didn't have a chance to submit it yet, we love to see, to share. We put, sometimes we'll put these on our social media. We share them in the live streams. So if you're doing the work make sure you send it to us so that
Oh, yeah.
we can highlight it, because we're so proud of all of you for doing this. So let's go ahead and move on to the next challenge. So we are moving into build challenge number 2, growing into your clothes.
I got very
Eric,
punny and more punny as
I
each
love
challenge
it.
goes on, you know?
I
So
love it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you want to, I mean, the description is right here, but just tell us in a few words, what is the next challenge about?
yeah, so obviously the next challenge is not focused on food whatsoever, unless you're a moth, I guess. Which, I guess that's
Hey,
a subtle
hey,
hint at what's to
that
come,
is the Farmcraft thing,
right?
isn't it?
But in this challenge, it's really about like what are the crops that are being grown that are specifically used not for consumption in terms of food or sustenance, but in terms of clothing, right? We talked about those 3 vital needs: the food, clothing, shelter, and we use crops for all of them. But what crops are being used, of course, for clothing and for textiles? And while, of course, our brains tend to, and rightfully so, one of the big ones that I think most of us are familiar with is cotton. And we wouldn't, if your challenge world includes cotton, make sure you're including the information that you've learned about it. That's great. But we also know it's not the only one being used or grown for these purposes. So what else is out there? Do the research, find out which crops are being grown for these purposes, how it differs from the practices of growing food, and of course, like which resources are needed to make that happen in the first place. So how are the challenges for farmers different than growing food?
Hmm. Exactly. Excellent. So that's an overview of the challenge. And of course,
Mhm.
as always, we have a ton of assistance for you in learning about this. Excuse me. So, Eric, why don't you go ahead, and I think we're going to hop on over to the
Yep,
NASEF
that's
website,
where
because
that's where
that
we go.
is the central spot.
You know what
And
I love now too is right there at the bottom of the screen, nasef.org, right? Like we always kind of read it out and spell it out. No, it's right there.
right.
Yes, we want to do /farmcraft, but even if not, and you know what? Let me take you through this, because if you do go to nasef.org down there, it will take you here. And if you're looking for Farmcraft specifically one, you can just scroll down and here it is right here. So you don't have to go too far. There are other ways. So I guarantee if you get lost on this website, you will land here. You will get here. There's like 10 ways to get here. I've tried them all. But that's the easy way to get here. All right. So we're back. We're on the nasef.org /farmcraft page. And in our last stream, we talked about registering. Of course, it is not too late to register whatsoever for this season. And I know if you're tuning in for the first time, this is challenge 2. It is not too late to go back and do challenge 1. We encourage anyone who's joining at any time during the season to go back and participate in those challenges. They stay live. And even if we see new entries coming in and we think, wow, this is a great one, even if they, only got it in by the time we were getting to challenge 3 or in the new season, we love to share it, as Claire said. So don't think that you missed your opportunity, that you missed your window. You didn't. So that registration button is still there. Get your adult sponsor to click that button and sign your team up. And of course, once they get there, and I'm just going to skip this part like we did last time, you'll find all sorts of resources right here on the page, including the challenge guides and the information on challenge 2, which are available not only in English this year, but in Spanish and French as well. And of course, the timeline of events below. And Claire's favorite thing to talk about, Claire.
Prizes. We love prizes. Okay, there are 2 things that we greatly love about Farmcraft. One is that it is totally free to join. It is free, 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 free. And we have been doing lots of work in the background also on the Minecraft education licenses. And I should just bring this up because for a little while there, if you filled out the form, you didn't have a box to check to say, I need some Minecraft education licenses. And we've been working with the team over at Microsoft, and we have come up with a solution. And so we do have those licenses available for you now. So step 1, if you're implementing, is to check and see if your district already has a Microsoft license that includes Minecraft, so you can use that. But if you don't have that, then step 2 would be check the box and tell us how many licenses you need, and we will get those sent out to you. So it is free to join. And then on top of that, you can win some prizes. So, we always love to share about the prizes. And so, whether you are in the junior division or the senior division, those are available to you. And you can see there we have first place gets a $250 prize, and second place 200, and third place 100. And then we also do a random draw. So if you are participating and you have done your best, but you didn't quite make it into the top 3 places, there's still an opportunity for you to win some prizes. So those are all available. And as Eric's pointing out, those are all right on the Farmcraft landing page.
Yep. And if you missed season or the challenge 1, that first one with the kickoff, you can go back and we have that hosted right here. I'm going to need you to change this thumbnail because I'm looking at the weird face that you have me freeze frame around right here. And I'm going to just need you to, no, it's fine. I can accept it. My face is just naturally weird. It's okay.
All make those expressions.
And of course, one of the new things that we are offering this year is, because we love this partnership, is the Clever Like team is offering, we do have a school-based LMS, a learning LMS, and we have brought all of the content from this into there. So if you need a more step-by-step way to present it to your students or amongst your team or even for yourself, you can request access to that LMS, and we are happy to give you access. And I will jump over there. We did explain how to do that in the previous video. So if you haven't seen that video, you can go down there and it will walk you through how to get that access. You'll also see there's an onboarding guide right here. If you click there, it will show you how to get access to the LMS as well.
I'm sorry, Eric, how much does that cost?
Oh, it costs free dollars and free cents.
Okay. We're just sticking with the theme all the way through.
Rate to that is for anyone who's joining from around the world is 0 to 0 is the conversion rate. So it's always 0, and whatever your monetary system might be.
0 lira, 0 yen.
Exactly.
It is 0. Yes.
It's always 0. So you can see, obviously, this is what you would see when you're in there, and you could see it's far more broken up, including the team guide and the getting started. So just going through those steps of understanding what all the processes are and understanding what your team expectations are and what to win and what to do if you have technical problems and things like that. All of that has been broken down. Preseason challenge 1, and I'm actually going to jump into this one. Right, is here, and I can actually navigate from inside here. Right, so here is an overview of the project with the standards and things, and here was the last prompt. And if we go to that next one, which was presenting the challenge, this is where it instructed you to tune in to that stream, but that stream has ended. But right in there, we've already embedded the video for you. So if you're just following this in order, you will come across the video to watch, and you won't even have to go find it. It's right there for you. All right, so I'm going to jump ahead now. We're going to keep going because now, and you can see it's going to switch over here at the top. We're going to go into challenge 2, right? Excellent. And I'm just make things a little bigger here if I can. It's not going to scale well, but that's okay. All right, so again, we have that project overview with the standards, what the expectations of this challenge are, and the standards and the objectives that you're going to do, as well as the tasks. And on that next page is where you will see the prompt, right? This is what the challenge is. This is the actual challenge. Right? So this is that growing into your clothes. And we just saw it before on the slide, but here it is in the LMS, right? And your goal, even though there's a lot of information here and some example questions to ask your team, really this right here is your goal. And that is to design a farm in Minecraft world to model and highlight the production of cash crops grown for the purpose of producing clothing, fabric, and textiles. Right? So how are these different from growing food, and what resources are needed, what challenges do farmers face, and things like that. So that is the challenge. And again, as we go into that next page, this is the video you're tuning into right now. Good job. But again, once this video is completed and it's then hosted on the YouTube channel, we will embed it right there for you. So you don't have to find it. If you missed it, it'll be there. And again, you'll see the challenge once more and what that first step is, right? Going through that KWL chart. Right from there, you will do the research. We just saw a really good example of research in Accent, right? Their own resources and the information they included. They did a phenomenal job with their research, but we provide some resources as well. And then finally, get into Minecraft and do the building and share with us everything you put in there based on the research and the information that you found.
Right.
And then, of course, time to submit. And here's where you can click to submit, and that will take you to a form that you will use to submit. And in fact, I can click right there and show you. And here's the form to submit your video or your blog. And you'll see all those examples, right? So you'll see if you're doing a video, you will give us a link to the video. And if you're doing a blog submission, you can upload that file right there.
Right. Excellent. And I'm hopeful that we're going to see more blogs because
I
we
do
had
love
such
the
a great
blogs.
example of one that we shared today. So, you know, we spend a lot of time often saying, here's how to do your video and getting into all the details. And we had such a wonderful model of the blog today.
Mhm.
So either one is great.
Yep. And you'll also see that this is going to keep you on track because it's never going to go farther than where we are, right? This is where we are. Our preseason build challenge number 3 is coming soon. That'll be next time we join you on stream. And of course, after that, we'll be launching the actual competitive world and going through the challenges surrounding that. And then finally getting all your final scores in and getting ready for the award ceremony. So this is going to keep you right on pace with everything.
Right. That's excellent. I love how it just flows from one step to the next. So it's very easy to follow. Some people, myself included, need something like that, step by step, which we have always had in the PDFs, but I feel like having it in the LMS makes it just that much easier. So that is the summary of what you're going to do for build challenge number 2. So again, it's about growing into your clothes. So we want to see your examples. What crops do you have in your region? And, you know, depending, you may or may not have something close by. So you might have to expand your definition of region a little bit, but we will see what you come up with. We're really excited about that. Yeah. So again, this is challenge 2 of 3 for the preseason. And then once we get into the regular season, we'll have a custom world. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek of that in just one moment. But just to remind you, we do have another stream that'll come up in just about 2 weeks exactly. And on that one, we will share the examples of, who knows, maybe challenge number 1 and challenge number 2, depending on what we see between now and then that we want to share. And of course, we will unveil and describe for you in detail what we're looking for in challenge number 3. So mark your calendars or hop on over. Of course, the recordings are available immediately after, so you can hop on over to our YouTube channel and check those out. So with that, Eric, I think that is everything we had to share about challenge number 2. I'm going to go ahead and share that sneak peek of the custom world and take a look and see if you can see the examples of food, clothing, and shelter being grown here. And we will see you all next time. Thanks for joining.
Looking forward to it.